Hey guys, how you doing? I'm back once again with another video, and today we're going to be doing the pretty cool review, long overdue review of the MEZCO 5 points Batman 89 figure. It's obviously from the iconic Batman 89 movie. Really awesome. Seen it so many times. First saw it a couple of times back in the day when I was about 5 years old. I actually got to watch it twice. Um, and it did take me a while to get these. These are sort of like with movie being delayed. Uh, development hell when movies are supposed to come out and keep getting delayed. It's kind of delay release hell because they were supposed to due out like ages ago, and then they sort of didn't come out, and then they've only just literally been officially released not long ago, and they've actually announced the second series, and they just managed to get the first series out finally. The second series it's been announced already. Yeah. Hopefully the second series won't take as long as the first series did to come out. But anyway, finally managed to get hold of these on eBay after keep being told they're going to be coming out this time, then it changing, and then trying to get them month after month, and then the date keep changing, and then finally I just got paid recently. I was gonna actually thinking it's gonna be the same story. They're not gonna be released, and it's just gonna be the same story. They're not gonna be out, and I'm probably gonna have to get something else. But then after searching, I did search on eBay once, and they wasn't available. Then I actually searched again, close to when I was getting paid, and then finally they came up. Some sellers on eBay were selling these as a set. Three figures, quite expensive, but I just wanted Batman and Joker. Certainly, it was a lot cheaper than getting them individually than it was free altogether. But these are the three characters in the set. But I managed to get them Batman and Joker individually for about £28.50. Quite pricey, but I was willing to pay the extra couple of pound. I wanted these 100%, so I wasn't going to let that opportunity pass. So yeah, finally got them on eBay. As I said, from Batman 89. Now these are actually. I don't know if anyone remembers, if you're as old as me and you was uh, born in the 80s and grew up in the 90s, they actually had these, or pretty much the same version of these from the 89 movie. You had Batman and Joker. I'm not sure if there was, I can't remember if there was any other characters, but I had Batman and Joker. I think it was about 5 years old. Got them for Christmas. I think it was that year. It might have been 89, it might have been 90, not too sure. But the original ones, now I don't have the original Batman, unfortunately, because I gave that to charity years and years ago, over 20 years ago. But I do have this one that's quite close to the original old Batman. And yeah, this is just basically, I think it's just like a Chinese knockoff or Patel or some other company. But this is kind of like the old Batman that you get. It wasn't great, but back in the day, you loved it as a kid. It was exciting just to have a Batman figure and all the different figures, even though now, you've got much more quality figures and they don't look good against those. But back in the day, he was happy to have him, and he wasn't really fussy what a figure looked like as long as you had Batman. And yeah, the original one was quite similar to this, um, which you know from that originally one was, and you had the belt that came out, and it had a wire string attached where you could literally pull the belt out and hook it onto stuff. So you should literally would rappel up, sort of kind of like how it does in the movie, and you would hook it onto one of the accessory weapons, and then you would just literally rappel upwards once he was hooked on. It was pretty cool back in the day, and kind of like a retro style. So that was the Batman that you got back in that. So basically, they've sort of like redone these. They've like repackaged them. Kind of they've sort of kept the sort of retro style packaging, but sort of like redesigned the figures. They've been redesigned, really painted. But yeah, the old one, as I said, they're kind of similar to them, and they've just literally been redesigned and repackaged. But there was that. So yeah, these are the cards. So retro card style, because you know retro's all sort of popular now. This stuff, and they're sort of remaking the stuff, like all the retro stuff from years and years ago. They're bringing it all back, and they're sort of putting it on retro cards. And then just basically redoing the figure, repainting it, redesigning it, and then they're putting it obviously on cards. But yeah, it's, as I said, the retro style card that I remember when I used to have them, and kind of the backing is pretty much the same how it was then. Obviously now it's just been redone. It's very much similar to how it was in the old one. You've got Batman there. And then there's three in this set, obviously Batman, Joker, one of the goons. I think there's two different goons. There's not pictured there, but I saw it in one other person's review video that there's two different goons available. It doesn't show them there, but that he had two goons. Batmobile, you can get in this set, and there's the three figures there. I can't remember if the goon was in the original set. I'm guessing maybe it should, but I only had Batman and Joker. I didn't have the goon back in the day. But as I said, it's very vague. But you know, I do remember having Joker and Batman and getting those for Christmas. But yeah, pretty good. Now these, however, are slightly smaller. I think they're 3.5-inch scale. So that's obviously not the original old retro Batman, but it would have been slightly smaller than it. But these are slightly smaller than. So they've been obviously redone, repainted, redesigned, but they're smaller. But they're quite cool. They're kind of like higher toys figures because they're really small. Nice detail, and I think I do like higher toys and stuff. But they're obviously smaller scale, but they're still okay. They're pretty good. The Predators and Robocop are really good from higher toys. But MEZCO rins are really, really good, and they're starting to make a few more different MEZCO ones, which are pretty good. I quite like them. I'll certainly be getting a few more retro MEZCO type figures. So yeah, let's have a look at the Batman figure. It's got a pretty nice head sculpt. As I said, you know, it's not going to be nothing major. You know, it's not going to be NECA type quality or anything like that. But you know, it's not bad. Head sculpt's not that bad. Mouth area is not that bad painted. And the head sculpt there, the mask looks quite nicely painted for a smaller, you know, scale figure. So that it's not going to be, you know, quality of NECA, but for the scale, I think it's pretty good. That's the back there. Sorry, the camera's not really focusing very well, which doesn't help matters. Then we've got the chest with obviously like the, I don't know what pack that is, like sort of like 8, 12 pack or whatever. Because it was on the suit, the body armor. I don't think Michael Keaton was that ripped, as far as I know. But on the actual suit, they had it like a crazy amount, like 12 pack or whatever it is going on. But obviously the actual suit in Batman's body armor, you know, so it's leather, but it's like body armor. And then you've got the yellow and black bat sign there. That looks pretty nice, neat, and good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Said chest there. The crazy pack going on. This gold belt that looks pretty nicely painted there. It's good. We've got the gloves not focusing again. Look pretty nice. And again on that side. Looks pretty nice. Let's check out the cape. Now, unlike the retro old one, it was sort of like a cloth kind of material. As this is sort of like a flimsy kind of sort of plastic. It's like bendy. It's more. It's obviously more solid, and it's not the one where you got with the retro one, where it's like kind of material. This is like kind of just like a thin type of bendy plastic, which is actually quite good. Actually, I think that actually sort of works for that Batman rather than it being the old. So I think that's pretty nice. Yeah, it looks like a pretty nice cape, and it doesn't move anyway, so you haven't got any problems there. So when you display it, it's just literally going to stand there, not cause any problems. And these cape type materials get a lot of dust and stuff on them, which yeah doesn't look very good. But on this is not going to have really that issue. But yeah, looks okay. Kind of like what they did there with the cape. The legs, kind of basic. The boots look okay. Yeah, looks pretty good. It's actually, you know what this actually kind of reminds me of? And this is a higher toys kind of size. It's kind of like there's these little metal figures that you get. There's one that you can get with a little Batmobile set, and it's kind of like that. It's just the way it sort of stands there. It's kind of like that, but just bigger. It's very different. It's than the original old retro one. Certainly, in terms of the design, it is much more different. But I kind of like it. It's definitely a nice small scale figure that you can sort of have on display and stand there next to like larger figures and just have a different array of Batman figures. The articulation is just quite basic because they've tried to keep it sort of like the retro style. So basically, I don't know if the head moves. I don't think the head moves because I think it's attached to the cowl. So it's sort of like in the movie where I don't think his head does move. The arms move up and down, and that's basically about it. But you do get a pair of extra arms to get them in different poses. So you just literally change those arms out. But the ones that got on it at the moment don't move apart from up and down. There's no side to side movement. I don't think the body moves at all. And then obviously the cape moves. Not that you would have that moving up and down, but it does move. Just to show you that it's not stuck in any way. So they move up and down. The legs move up and down as well, fall up and down basically, not side to side. There's no joint on the knee or the foot. So yeah, quite basic. But they've tried, as I said, they've tried to keep it as basic retro style, like basic action figures back in the day where you could just literally move the legs and arms up there. There wasn't really any joints on the elbows or knees or anything. So they've kind of kept that like that, but just literally redesigned it and repainted it. But I think they've literally done quite a good job. The accessories, you just get basically, and with these, it's just going to be quite basic. Unfortunately, when I got it out of the packaging, a piece of the grapple gun snapped off during when I was getting it out of the packaging. It's quite delicate, so if you're going to get this, be very careful when you get it out of the packaging. As I said, the top of the grapple hook, or wherever it hooks onto something, did snap off as soon as I got out of the packaging, so I've got to glue that back on. But you get the grapple gun where it's got the because when it shoots out the grapple gun, it obviously shoots out, and then obviously the hook that broke off hooks onto something, and then obviously it repels up. But they've sort of done it so it's So you can get him sort of holding it as if he was firing it, so it looks like it's shooting outwards, which is pretty good. So obviously that's the grapple gun. Then you get the batarang, which you'd get with most Batman figures, which obviously it's kind of like the old one that you got with the old figure. And obviously they just made it either smaller or whatever they've done to it. And obviously just throw that villain's his batarang. I think pretty much most Batman have that. So that's just only those two accessories, but you do get, as I said, the two arms where you can swap over and get them into different poses, and you get a little base. That's kind of, see, it was kind of like sort of, I don't know if they're sort of copied higher toys in a way with their smaller scale figures, because that's kind of like the base that you get with a higher toys figures to stand on. It's kind of similar. So MEZCO 5 points are kind of similar to higher toys, but you can swap the arms out to get them into different poses if you just don't want him to just be standing there. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be. I'm worried about, because I've already broken a piece of, I'm worried about pulling the arms out and there's going to be something that's going to damage. I'll try and get them out, swap them over to show you what it looks like, because I want to show you that you can get them in different poses. It's quite tricky to pull out and swap over, but you can sort of get them into fighting stance with these extra two spare hands, getting so he's ready to some hand-to-hand combat and throw some punches. Villains, Joker's goons, or Joker himself. Obviously, does that towards the end of Batman 89, where he just literally keeps punching Joker in the face. But yeah, so it's a pretty nice little figure. As I said, you've got a couple of options of either having him just standing there or changing the arms. So you can have a sort of, if you could sort of want to replicate certain scenes of the movie, like when he's towards the end, like and he's in a fighting stance. I probably will have him just holding the arms and just basically standing there, as I've got most of my Batman figures just basically standing. I think they just look pretty much mostly better when he is just standing there, really. Probably not going to have him on display like this, but there is the option of having it on display like that, and it gives you another option as well. So I think, yeah, it's a pretty nice little figure. And I think that's going to be it. I would say, I mean, I don't really know, say rate it. I'm going to guess maybe 7 out of 10 if I'm being generous. It's just a nice little figure. As I said, it's not the best 89 version there is, but it's all right. And if you like a smaller scale figure, a lot of collectors don't like the smaller scale figures. I don't mind any size scale figure, to be honest. I collect stuff that I collect. I don't mind mini stuff. You know, even if it's 1 inch tall, I'll probably get it. You know, so it doesn't matter to me the scale. I'll get it. If it's something that I collect, I would get it anyway. So, but there's some guys that don't collect certain scale stuff, but it's understandable. But you know, everyone's a different collector. But yeah, I think it's got a nice little figure. I think that's going to be it for this, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more vids. I'll see you guys next video. Take care, bye for now. See you soon. Thanks for watching.